When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? Done.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself.
The doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
Letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. Okay. Very special day in the neighborhood. Special thank you to our sponsors, including Baltimore City Councilman John Bullock. And also, he has a competitor this year, this election, in terms of Mr. Venroy July. That will be a very interesting race. And that's coming up on May the 14th. Citywide, there's an election. I know last night on the news, Fox reported how the Baltimore City Fire Department, I think they had a PR person called Sheila Dixon a mutt. I'm like, are you over there poking the bear? Not a good look. Called the mayor a mutt? Is that a slur for calling her is that your way of calling her something else? Who does that? Who calls a person a dog? Are you trying to say the B word? I mean, how do you call Fox over there stirring the pot? I have no idea of what they're up to. I guess that was possibly, I don't know. Was it designed to make us upset? Because it is upsetting. Anyway, this mayor's race is coming along. Fox has narrowed it down to 4 candidates. I'm sure that Yolanda Pulley and Wendy Bozeman are not thrilled by the short list. I know there's a forum coming up that will include all of the candidates. There are a few forums coming up, so do stay abreast of it. We will do our best. I have not really made a determination on this mayor's race. I've not decided on anything just yet. I'm watching, waiting, seeing if I see anything that I like. Don't have an opinion thus far. Not that the election, I mean, typically the election is over by now. But this one right here, this may come down to the wire. It seems to be, for me, it seems to be more about the people behind the candidates than the actual candidates themselves. And that's troubling. It's troubling when, the election is seemingly more about proxies and groups and entities, or what we call kingmakers in the political business. It seems to be more about kingmakers than it is about the actual king or queen. That's just my take. Hey, I don't know much. So special thank you to Integrative Health, Valentine Integrative Health, our newest advertiser, John Bullock, Venroy July. Both of them are running for Baltimore City Council. Parkway Hospitality Management, that's Mr. Michael Haney. Attorney Robert DeShield, attorney at law. If you have a business matter, particularly dealing with the city of Baltimore, he is your go-to, 410-456-8606. Habitat for Humanity, looking for a house, looking for a good way to get a decent house without paying top dollar. You can put in some sweat equity hours. You can work on your own house. That's what they do at Chesapeake Habitat. So you go to habitatchesapeake.org. Here in Sandtown, it used to be called Sandtown Habitat, but it has since been rebranded as Habitat Chesapeake. A very fine sponsor of both BeMoreNews.com and BlackUSA.News. We have a Black Wall Street coming up on Tuesday. Actually, Monday, forgive me. Monday, March 18th. Monday, coming up Monday. Honorees include Rayondon Kennedy. Can't believe I said his name. Rayondon. Sound like a song on it. Rayondon Juan. Ray Kennedy, Nikki Stevens, Tamara Mosley, Nia Valentine, and Monisha Phillips are among our honorees. We're honoring. We're working our way to younger and younger honorees on a more regular, more consistent basis, because we've recognized it's about all of you 50 and uppers. So it's time to get some kids up into the mix, some younger people. Kids to us, but younger adults. No slight, no disrespect intended. Special thank you also to Terra Cafe and to my main Apple Scrapple Next Phase Cafe, located at 112 East Lexington Street. I told you we will be at Prim and Proper on Monday. Prim and Proper is down on Redwood Street in the 200 block right off of South, in between South and Calvert Street. Very fine establishment, black owned, very classy. Do wear your nice gear. Do not come in the door with tennis shoes on. You will be doing an about face. It's a classy restaurant. It's a classy restaurant. Murphy, Falcon, and Murphy, Mr. Billy Murphy's law firm. Special thank you. 410-593-6500. 410-593-6500. Been a big time sponsor for years. Thank you. STEM City USA. We can't forget Dr. Tyrone Taborn. He's coming off of a serious high. Bayer brought in 15,000 people to the city of Baltimore. 15,000 people. I look forward to the day when I, Donnie Glover, can bring 15,000 people to Baltimore for something. Maybe it's a big Black Wall Street convention right here in my hometown. Go ahead, Baltimore. Who else? Northwest Voice newspaper, Mr. Kenny Brown. Let's not forget Bishop Barry. If you have pest control issues, you want to call Bishop Barry Pest Control. And I'm going to put his number out there. You live in Baltimore City, you've had your share of run-ins with all kind of vermin. But let me tell you, I don't care if you got a raccoon. Bishop Barry will get that raccoon out of your house. He told a story the other day of him stopping a little girl from playing with a rat. But if you got pest control issues, call Bishop Barry, 410-292-3029. Bishop Barry Pest Control, 410-292-3029. He and Danny actually do a show out at WFBR. It's out there with the young man who got more rhymes than Jesse Jackson and who's often casting aspersions, when it comes to my name. I don't know why the boy like to say my name, but he won't get the justice here of me bringing his name to the fore, because it's not happening. The Salvation Army of Central Maryland. If you need help, if you're dealing with homelessness, if you're dealing with the need for food, clothes, You want to call the Salvation Army. They're located right downtown in the 900 block of South Charles Street. Salvation Army of Central Maryland, a very fine sponsor of this show. And that's about it. We're waiting on our guest for today, DJ 5-star Kendrick Tilghman. I could tell you a few things about him. He's been involved with the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber. He's been involved with the African American Heritage Festival out there in Baltimore County. He's been involved with Black professional men. I mean, what hasn't Kendrick been involved in? He's dealt with his own share of tragedy, and we're looking forward to speaking with him today. This is Women's History Month, and the first person I'm going to celebrate in Women's History Month is my mother, Lily Juanita Glover. Lily Juanita Glover had 3 rules. She had 4 children, and all of us had to follow those 3 rules. Otherwise, you was going to catch it. I ain't saying my mother was a terrorist, but I am saying that bin Laden ain't have nothing on my mother. She was doing terroristic activities long before bin Laden was even born. My mother was no joke. 3 rules. Number 1, are you ready? Now this is not for the faint at heart. If you're feeling faint, you probably want to skedaddle on down the road, because I'm getting ready to give it to you Lily Glover style. Number 1, when you turn 18, you will be leaving here. You're going out that door. I don't know where you're going. I suggest college, military, or work, but you're going out that door. That's a hell of a memo to get at 15, 16 years old. You trying to get into some basketball. You know, you want to play some basketball. And somebody telling you in 3 years, 2 years, and you're like, man, I was just playing with G.I. Joes. Now I got to go. I was just playing with my big wheel. Nah, you grown up. And you been talking smack. You had to show what you made of. At 18, everybody, 1 sister, 3 brothers, and I was the youngest. At 18, going out that door. Number 2, don't bring no babies in the meantime. You hanging out late night, don't get that girl pregnant. You will not bring no babies across that door step. Don't try it. It won't work. She ain't having it. And number 3, own your house. When you get out there and on your own, start making that money, that Skrilla, getting them bags, buy a house. Buy a house. So many times I see people buying or renting shops for beauty, for hair, for this, for that. You better buy that building. Because I'm telling you, no sooner as you make that place profitable, the landlord going up on your rent. So you might as well buy from Jump Street, because what you pay to rent, you might as well be buying. And that's for anybody starting a business. I know a lot of people get the idea of starting a business. I can do it. I can do it. Yes, you can, especially if you're smart. Or you do some good basic common sense, practice some basic principles. Like, don't get something you can't afford. Get something that's affordable all year long, especially through the winter months. Not a lot of people are doing a whole lot of shopping in January. Restaurants have a heck of a time, December, January. People get laid off around that time. So you have to be able to pay your rent through the slow months, if that's your slow month. For other people, it's July. July can be a woozy. July, a lot of people are going on vacation. If you're depending on local traffic, you might have a problem in July. So whatever you do, get an affordable rent, get something that you can pay. And I would recommend it be a mortgage, because you're going to be paying a bill anyway. And these rents nowadays, $1,500, $2,000. That's average for rent. That's a mortgage payment, son. That's a mortgage payment. And they have so many programs out here. All you gotta do is go to one of these housing counselors. And if you don't know where to go up on Hartford Road. Go to Harbel, Harbel, Hartford Road, Bel Air Community. I guess that's what the abbreviation is for. Hamilton. But they're all around. That's just one of them. And they will give you information. Call Baltimore City, 410-396-3100. Ask them for mortgage programs for the city of Baltimore. There's so many resources. There are resources out here for people who can't afford to pay them water bills, exorbitant water bills, stupid water bills. City of Baltimore, water bills. You want to get me upset? Start talking about water bills. You want to get me really prodded on the Baltimore City mayor's race? Talk about them damn water bills. They had a nerve to give me a ticket coming up Monroe Street. He said I was speeding. How can you be speeding coming up Monroe Street? Or if you are speeding, you're trying to get through all that old raggedy street. It's a raggedy street. It's a damn shame. Never seen a street worse than North Monroe Street. 100 block, 200 block, 100 block south of Fulton Avenue. Horrible. Fulton is worse than any of them. Lord have mercy. Help me with the city of Baltimore. But again, do support our sponsors. I think we're waiting on Kendrick. He should be getting in soon. Let me just check on him. Bear with me a moment. It's the beauty of the internet. You can multitask. Yeah, you said 9:15. We got to go with it. All right. Time is money. Money is time. My dad used to say, time is a very valuable commodity worth dollars and cents. Again, we'll be at Black Wall Street on Monday. Honorees include Rayondon Kennedy, Nikki Stevens, Tamara Mosley, Nia Valentine, and Monisha Phillips. And these are our family rules. I put these up here just about every day. Help each other. Be thankful. Know you are loved. Pay with hugs and kisses. Try new things. Be happy. Show compassion. Be grateful. Dream big, respect one another, and laugh out loud. To God be the glory. God bless this show. Waiting on our guest to come in. His name's Kendrick Tilghman. Almost called him Kendrick Lamar. I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar. New fan of J. Cole. I've been under a rock, as I've been told. So much to keep up with these days, from technology to the new music to the new artists and actors and actresses. I'm not the big celebrity, what do they call it? Yeah, we don't do a whole bunch of celebrity stuff. We leave that for other news outlets. I like to cover personally business and politics, and also political economy, which is the interrelationship of politics and business. And here's our guest. Kendrick, tell me what's going on with you, sir.
Doni, what's going on? Be More News. Good morning.
DJ 5-Star, what you been up to?
Oh, man, been doing a lot of things for the community, trying to make sure that we can all get our fair share. Been working on a bill in the Senate called Senate Bill 765. It's the Diversity Incubator Bill.
Diversity Incubator Bill. Are you saying there aren't enough incubators for Black people?
I agree with that. And I also said that when we saw our biggest spike in investment for minorities, specifically Black businesses, the highest was like 3%. And it's starting to trickle down from 3%. So we wanted to, when you see a problem that could be solved or supported supported to be fixed with a law, you need our legislators. And so sometimes people say, "Are you running for office?" Never. Nope. I have no desire to run for anything that divides people. But however, holding people accountable that have signed up for the job to make it better for small businesses is a passion of mine.
Why you don't want to run for office?
Because it divides black people. As DJ Five Star, I can mix this Hispanic song with this Afrobeat song, and I've just combined two cultures that love the same thing. When you run for office, you divide people. Some people got to vote for this person. Some people got to vote for that person. That's just against my core value in my life. Everything I do, mixing DJing with mathematics. That's making learning fun. That's about bringing students to education.
Okay. So I guess you have too many thoughts on this election that we're seeing here in Baltimore City.
Good point. But I let the people that have signed up for that job do the job.
So you're gonna stay out of that one, huh?
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
But everything we do is political, Kendrick.
I agree. I agree with that.
People say all the time, I'm not into politics. Yes, you are. You either at the table or you're on the menu. Hey, did you go to what's that boy name? Herman Taylor. Herman Taylor. Now I'm still trying to figure out how he come out of left field. What's Herman Taylor up to these days?
It
Did
sounds
he
like you
have
said Herman.
Herman Taylor? MBE night.
I was excited about MBE night. He allowed me to provide the audio score, and so I wasn't DJing to turn you up as a party, but providing the audio score is a little different. You're in the moment to be able to hit a sound effect that says cha-ching right when somebody says there's a revenue stream coming to Maryland. When someone says, I want you to think about it, and I drop Jeopardy. No one told me to do that. It's just providing the audio score for the event to add production value. So Herman actually hired our organization to provide the audio score for MBE Night in Annapolis, and I think it added a lot of value.
I found him to be a big clown.
I wouldn't know that part, but we'll see.
Yeah, we've been knowing him for years, even from his time in the legislature. Because let me ask you this: were any businesses highlighted?
I saw about 1,000 businesses in attendance.
Were any
When
highlighted?
did I see any highlighted?
See, because it says MBE night, and that's minority business enterprise. Those are like black businesses. At the root of it is black businesses. And so when I saw the flyer, and this is why I called him a clown. When I saw the flyer, I didn't see any businesses on the flyer, any business owners, any entrepreneurs. And so if it's not about them, are we celebrating these people who work for our tax dollars?
I didn't get that from that. I got
Yeah, that's
small
who should be
businesses have
celebrated.
opportunities. So they had and I didn't get that. I got a panel with all of the HBCUs in the state of Maryland saying this is how you do business with us. This is the goals that we have to support MBEs. That's what I saw. And so I saw that conversation being basically the nugget for a MBE that solves a problem for HBCU or satisfies a need for HBCU. I saw the legislators talking about legislation that will support MBEs, and I think that was the focal point for that. I don't know, 2-3 hours that occurred. Mind you, the network itself of joint ventures. So when they mentioned that, hey, these contracts are coming down the pipeline, and now you have 1,000 MBEs next to you that you can start to create joint ventures and build relationships and build trust. I think that was the gist of the event. I mean, he did highlight us that provided the service of the camera guys and the the audio score. There were some highlights there in the program, but I don't remember in the physical
Did you go
event.
to Did you go to MBE night last year?
I've been the last, I don't know, 10 years maybe.
What was it about last year?
Last year I didn't get the same feel as this year. It was kind of overwhelming last year, and it seemed more of a. It seemed that it was a surprise that many MBEs came out to Annapolis, and then from there last year the content was similar. They had legislators talk about legislation that would impact small businesses and MBEs. And then there was, I don't recall that particular panel with the HBCUs that was different. But
Were any
yeah,
businesses highlighted last year?
mm,
No, it was the
I
same
don't
thing.
recall
It's
that.
a similar setup. Everybody's on stage except the businesses, except the minority business enterprise, the black businesses. I'm seeing elected officials. I'm seeing people who have done nothing in the realm of minority business enterprise advocacy ever. I don't want to call any names because some of them hold some pretty powerful positions today, but they haven't been there on the front line. And this guy Herman Taylor was over there supporting Francho, so I still didn't understand how a Francho supporter is over here celebrating the first black governor when he was working against the first black governor. I don't know. Maybe it's the North Avenue training in me, but if you over there and then you over here and then you back over there, you're doing, as the young people say, you're doing too much. But be that as it may, tell me about the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber. What have you guys been up to? And thank you for your support of the last Black Wall Street. As a matter of fact, we have one coming up on Monday down at Prim and Proper. Have you been there? Did we lose you, Kendrick? Kendrick,
I
you
lost
there?
you. We
Okay,
back.
you still there?
Yeah, we here.
Okay, we have a Black Wall Street coming up Monday, and I wanted to thank you for your support of our last Black Wall Street down at Hoodfellas. What'd you think of Hoodfellas?
Oh, the food was always amazing. I told you it's my first time actually eating in the restaurant. I've always door dashed it, and what's the other one? Whatever the phone apps that allow you to deliver food to you. And so that was my first time eating in the facility, and I loved it. It was amazing.
So Monday we're going to be not far from there. We're going to be at Prim and Proper. Have you been there yet?
Oh, okay, yeah, my good friends Chris and my guy from Poppy Cuisine. They opened the venue. I haven't been there yet. I've heard
Yeah,
and great
we will
things.
be there Monday, and we welcome the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber. So the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber, you have an executive director now.
Absolutely. We have
Tell us
4
about that
employees now.
progress.
So
That's progress for the organization, huh?
yeah, absolutely. Anytime an organization can go from a working board to a governing board where you have staff, that's progress. And so our first employee was a bookkeeper. Our second and third employees were technical assistants. So when you join the chamber, some people don't quite understand. So to help navigate chambers, we hired 2 technical assistants, folks that you can go to as a new chamber member and say, this I need. These are the things I'm vulnerable in. This is what I can offer the chamber. This is what the chamber I'm looking to get from the chamber. And then they will pour into our programs committee, and the programs committee will put those on the board. And our last employee that came in August, September was our first meeting, was Toby Pulley, our executive director. And so she's pulling everything together that reports to the president. And of course, I report to the board. And it's just been just amazing to see the scale of an organization that you care about. The founders being Lou Fields, Barry Hampton, Senator Robinson, the late, great Walter Dean, and the late, great Ray Haysburg. in 2006 realized that
Well, you kind of said that out of order. Now, I got to let you know, Ray Haysbert is the godfather of
he
the
is.
Greater Baltimore Black Chamber. The whole idea came from his own brain, and he had been out there as an advocate for many years.
That's why I put him last, because to me he is the godfather. To me he's
No
the
question.
end all be all, because he had the center of influence to allow people to listen. Sometimes when we get together, we don't listen to each other. I think the Most High gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We should listen twice as much as we talk.
So, what else is the chamber up to these days? Why should people join it?
We are just an organization that is steadfast to our supporters, and so we have members that have come in that said they wanted more contracts with the state. And so for the past 4 months, we have had a 4-part series with the governor's office of small business, minority, women owned affairs, and to provide you the expertise from getting your MBE, from joining e-Maryland Marketplace, to how do you navigate e-Maryland Marketplace. And so we're excited about, good morning, Mr. Dees. I'm excited about just how the chamber is just scaling and impacting our small businesses. Of course, we focus around the 3 areas. So we advocated for Senate Bill 765 because that impacts small businesses. Our legislation committee would take on anyone that has a bill that they want us to look at and bring through and talk to our board to get their support. We have been an advocate for joint ventures. So we have monthly meetings at Coppin every first Wednesday so that you can build relationships and ultimately build trust, which ultimately builds capacity for supporting your business. And then we have nonprofits that we support because they're members of the chamber. And I've realized that many of our businesses are busy minding their own business, so they can't save the homeless or feed the homeless, but there are nonprofits that do that and specialize in that. And so we want to direct our resources to them.
Have you guys sat and talked with Chris Lundy, the city's minority business chief?
I would look forward to speaking with Mr. Lundy. We haven't yet.
So he's been to a number of our events, but Chris Lundy, again, is the city's minority business chief and very approachable. As a matter of fact, you talk about advocacy, you talk about MBE, and again, a lot of people talk about MBE, but this man is about it. He is actually the first MBE chief, to my knowledge, who has sued a prime and forced them to change their mode of operation. What many people out here don't know is how the whole MBE game works. And that's why I never really put a lot of effort into getting certified. It just doesn't work for me. But a lot of people do get certified with the city, with the state, with the feds. And then your job is then to find a prime contractor that you can do sub work. Me, myself, I go straight for the prime work. But for those who don't feel like they have the capacity, you go to work with a prime and then you essentially are working for them. And one of the challenges is the prime paying the sub on time. And that doesn't always happen. So you've been doing the work for 2 weeks, a month, but the prime don't want to pay you. So then you got to go through all of these channels just to get the prime to pay you where they should have been paying you all along. And so I
Sometimes,
hear what
Johnny,
you're saying about MBE.
that happens when you're a prime, though. I've waited 14 months for a school board.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
It
You gonna
happens.
pay me my damn money and in a timely fashion.
60 to 90
Because
days is normal. 60 to 90 days is normal when you're doing business with education. That's just normal.
I like
So when you
cash
say
and carry.
2 weeks, I'm like, that's a gold mine. Give me
I like
2 weeks.
cash and carry. You heard me?
As you
And
should.
so,
But that's what you got lines of credit for. That's what you got banking partners for. For
and it's
folks to
also
support
what
you.
relationships are for.
Hmm.
Because if it's going to take you a month to pay me, I don't need your business. I mean, it's secondary. It's not primary. I'm focused on those people who got their cash in hand, who have their credit card in hand, and are ready to go now. So it has a lot to do with what we are willing to accept. There's one company, I won't say who, but the city owes them millions, and they keep doing the work. There was a lady on television. She was feeding homeless people for the city of Baltimore. And about 2 months ago, she said, I can't do it no more. And the city stopped paying her money. So one of the things that we need in terms of advocacy are entities like yours that understand that these are dire straits. And no, we cannot wait 60 days, 90 days. We need our money right now, just like everybody else, because we see certain people getting paid pronto. So for me, black mayor, black governor, black comptroller, all of these blacks, treasurer, speaker of the house, all of that, then you can give me my damn money. That's my thought. Because what's the point of having you in office if you can't serve me? You might as well have this racist in there.
So is the focus the paycheck or is the focus
Oh,
the
you damn
impact?
right. You damn
See,
right.
my focus is
I
the
need my
impact.
money.
My focus is the impact. I can wait on my money. I
I
can wait
can't
on the
wait on my
resource.
money.
I can wait on the resource if I'm getting the impact.
No,
If I got
no.
this product that's going to increase math scores,
Yeah.
then yes, I'll wait 60 days for you to get me this couple $1,000. No problem.
Good luck.
It's
Good luck with
impact.
that. Good luck with
Impact.
that. I need my money now because this gas and electric bill is due now.
But that's what you got the resources for. You need 7 to 10 streams of income. I'm not putting my eggs in one basket. We don't
I
do that
need
no
my
more.
money now. You can wait. I ain't
Yeah,
waiting. I want my
I can
money now.
wait.
And I want to talk to the person who can make it happen because I've seen it happen.
Hmm.
That's what I've seen in both Ehrlich, and I've not done business with this administration beyond uh, campaign stuff, but that's what I loved about both Ehrlich and Hogan. It was about business, and it was about a phone call. Hey, is that check ready? Yeah, it is. Go pick up your check. I like that. That's sexy to me. That's very attractive to me. That is sexy. Waiting on my damn money while you over there playing with your fingernails. You better give me my damn money. I ain't accepting it. And you shouldn't either.
It's
Because I'm
normal
seeing it
business,
pay your
man.
friends.
Normal. If I get my check 30
It's
days or
not
less,
normal, Kendrick.
that's
It's not
normal.
normal.
Normal
It's
business.
not normal when you have all of these blacks in prominent positions and we're
Why?
being treated like second class
If it
citizens.
wasn't, why would it say net 10, net 15, net 30 in your QuickBooks? That's normal. Net 10, net 30, net 15, net 30 is normal. Now
Not,
60 to 90
not,
days is a little extensive. Yeah, I get you.
not for me, Kendrick. I wouldn't be in business 21 years waiting on
I waited
somebody
14 months for a
3, 6.
six-figure check. It came though.
Good for you.
It came.
But these light bills are due now. So let's put it out there to the audience. Can you wait 90 days for your money? Or do you want your money pronto? Just like when you go to the store, cash and carry. We'd love to hear.
Everybody wants their money pronto, Donnie. That's not what we saying. But if it don't come pronto, I
Then I'm
am
going to
not
move
gonna
on to
flip
the
over
next
no
con.
desk. I am not gonna flip over no. I'm not cussing nobody out. I'm gonna be professional. Use my line of credit to pay my staff to do it, and I will continue to send a letter to remind them that this invoice is due. I'm not tripping.
Start tripping. I'm not doing business with you. Keep it moving. Go ahead down the street.
And so is the impact matters to me. I got to get to the babies.
I
I got
think
a
I
product
think
that
I have
these
pretty
students
damn
need.
good impact, Mr. Kendrick Tilghman.
We got to get to we got to impact them. That the students need this product we have, and so it ain't my fault that somebody like you said is twiddling their thumbs or not pushing this particular paper to get us paid on time. I'm not gonna let that be the fault of the students that we trying to impact.
I hear
We
you,
can't do
bud.
that. Appreciate
Okay,
you, Mike.
so here's from Tampa, Florida. 89% of us need our money like yesterday.
Absolutely, I agree with that statement.
So,
Absolutely.
so what's the point again of having all of these blacks in prominent positions if most of us need our money now? What's the point?
That's a blanket statement because I've seen some businesses that just didn't have the system in place to collect. They don't have a payroll system or a QuickBooks to even send the invoice. So you can't. It's not a blanket statement to say we need our money now. Sometimes people aren't set up properly to receive a revenue stream, and that's where I love the chamber, because you can come to the chamber vulnerable and get resources to help you put those systems in place.
Let me tell you about the chamber out in Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce. During COVID, they were able to raise $1 million for their businesses to help finance their businesses through the roughest period in recent American history that I know of. I mean, COVID, we've seen recessions before, but COVID added a whole new caveat. Now, Byron, I'm gonna have to check you on this comment here because not everybody's gonna agree with you. Let's go with Ronnie's comment. There are terms: prepaid, postpaid, net 10, net 30. Okay, I think you said that, Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Then Byron, you're saying contact Meridian Management Group for gap financing when a city and state pays late. Are you familiar with Meridian Management Group, Kendrick?
I am. I'm talking to him about a venture we have for our commercial property that's in Locust Point.
Mm-hmm. Now, you want to share a little bit? That's Locust Point. You're opening a black business in Locust Point, right?
We're doing a food technology incubator. That's the goal. We want to do incubators all across the state.
And how's that working?
I mean, it's our first commercial property, so we're still building it out. That's why we're talking to Meridian Management Group.
And so for those that don't know, Meridian Management Group is in charge of the Miss Bidford Fund. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Maryland Small Business Finance Development. I know Byron has the correct name, but Miss Bidford is a fund that's been out there. I think Byron is a part of has some. I wish he could join us. He can't join us just yet today. He has another assignment. But let's go to Michael Haney's comment. And we'll have to come back to that about what actually Stanley Tucker and Meridian Management Group does. But here's Mr. Haney. Any business which totally relies on MBE money has a poor business model. Intentionally a strategy to pay MBE businesses. Well, it's not a complete sentence, Michael, so I'm not. Intentionally a strategy to pay MBE businesses late. Don't you know what racism does and looks like? Stop begging. Well, I think you would agree that we can't be dependent on. I prefer private business.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the government contract, there's some government agencies that are very nice to work with. For me in the past, Mass Transit Administration has been a joy to work with. Oh my God. The buses, the subways, the trains, when they had a bunch of hearings and things going on. There was a joy to work with them. But contracts go up and down, and the flow is depending on what is happening at the time.
We had the ombudsman come to the chamber, and the ombudsman made a statement that made me feel different about the MBE program.
Now help me
And
out.
that
Who's the ombudsman?
ombudsman is the person that's supposed to is a person, woman or male. I believe it's a female now, that is supposed to hold the primes accountable for reaching that MBE goal. And so there's an MBE goal of 29%, which means if you are an organization that provides a service, you could be the best person, best organization that does that service. But because you don't satisfy the quota of being an MBE, chances are a prime is going to use someone less skillful than you because they have the MBE certification. And there's a law that says 29% of every prime contract, let's just use a round figure of 100,000. That means that if you, let's just say $1 million is awarded for a prime contract, that means 290,000 should be spent towards the MBE. And if you say, I'm not going to go ahead and get my MBE, but you provide the best service, then, like you just said earlier, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So therefore, it adds value having it under your belt, because you know that there's a law that says prime contracts have to support or spend 29% of their prime contract revenue.
Newsflash, that law is broken every single day. It's a game, Kendrick. It's a game. It's like a shell game. Okay, if you do this, then we'll do this, and then presto. You know, I don't know. I've never had a lot of faith in it. Yes, you can sit around and play that game, or you can play that game and other games as well. But I don't like games. I like business. I like people who do what they say they're going to do. I don't care if you're the governor or the corporation down the street. I just want to do business where business is good. You don't remember that commercial, do you? Do business where business is good. I think it was an car salesperson, but no, I'm not for waiting around that 30, that 60, that 90. Yes, I've waited before, and I don't like waiting. I did the work for you this month. I should be paid this month. I have clients that pay quarterly, some pay annually, some pay monthly. But all of that waiting 3 and 6, there's a company, I won't say the name, owed millions doing it just the way you said. Yeah, they keep getting business, but they're owed millions. I think those millions do me better in my damn bank account, not down there on somebody's desk.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm only saying, do you remove your business and remove the impact?
I'm going to have impact either way. I'm going to have impact. We've been having impact.
That's my point.
Can we have
I'm
more?
going to have impact either way. That check won't come to me. They're going to get me a revenue stream to me. I'm not even the impact is first. I got to make this impact because it's my life's work. See, it's bigger than a job for me. It's bigger than any hustle. It's bigger than a career. This is my life's work. This is involving our passion that we love so much that we would do it for free, but it's also solving a problem and satisfying a need, and it's also making the world a better place. So when you found your life's work, it's different. Impact.
Brother, I am on some purpose-driven work. Understand that. And not just here in Baltimore, but at least in 9 other cities and abroad. The impact is a business that fails. That's what Michael Haney says, the impact. You keep on waiting around while other people getting fed, that dog gonna die. We need to eat every day, just like everybody else. Big dogs eat every day. Everybody else need to eat every day too. Why shouldn't I eat every day? And why should I keep voting for people who can't ensure that I eat every day? I shouldn't. That's what often troubles me when we, as a people here in the state of Maryland, we vote all one way. We all vote the same way. Or most of us. You know, Ray Haysbury, by the way, was a Republican. And this is no plug for Trump. Please push that cat in the harbor. But I am talking about some accountability. When you look at here, Baltimore is a 9-1 Democratic city. So everything is the Democrats, the Democrats, the Democrats. So that means that everything that's wrong with Baltimore is Democrats' fault, including the racism, which started in Roland Park, where they just had the last debate. I mean, Baltimore is the home of segregation. Every day, Fox comes on television, they talk about black people, black elected officials. I mean, it's like they have a daily hit on the black community or a daily goal of telling us how ugly Baltimore is. But it's always at the expense of black people. So for me, impact is changing the public perception of black people, like yourself, like the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber, lifting the visibility, making sure people do know about the work that's being done, because none of us can do it alone. The politicians can't do it alone. The businesses can't do it alone. The nonprofits can't do it alone. I mean, Baltimore's got more nonprofits than you can shake a stick at. I know. I look around Sandtown. All of these nonprofits. Oh, we helping Sandtown. No, you're not. You helping yourself. So we just call a spade, Kendrick. Not everybody is out there for the benefit. It's nice to hear from Herman Taylor once a year, but we know who he is. We know his history, and we know he's got a spine like a jellyfish. He ain't standing up for nobody. That's what I've seen in my 28, 29, 30 years of being a journalist. Now, you got some fighters down in this neck of the woods. I think of Dr. Wilbert Wilson, the author of The Power That Never Came. These are people who have been advocates for blacks, especially in the Prince George's area. Herman comes out of Montgomery County, but Prince George's County is the largest demographic of black people in the state of Maryland. So it's always been important to us to know the players, the movers, the shakers, like the late Hank Arrington down in Prince George's County, who were advocates and fighters for black people. And let me just say this. It is because of the camaraderie of the blacks in Prince George's and the blacks in Baltimore historically that have given you the first two Republican governors. And I mention them here in the state of Maryland because it's a balancing act. If you got one party that's always used to doing what they want to do, mind you, we didn't get the first black Democratic lieutenant governor until the Republicans did it first. Why is that? Why didn't the Democrats lead the way? Since we're all over there, why didn't the Democrats give us our first black statewide elected officials? I mean, Westmore is nice now, but we're talking about 20 years ago. That's when Michael Steele first came on the scene. That's when minority business enterprise was everywhere 20 years ago. When the MBE program was started, it was a game for white men to get their white wives involved in pay. That's who get the majority of the MBE contracts, white women.
See, that's the truth. That is a fact. And I remember that fact because Senator Robinson was a delegate at the time, and she said she put in a bill that will remove nonprofits from the MBE status. And she came to the chamber and said, we need you all to inundate them with letters and come down to Annapolis. And I remember that bill got passed because they were saying exactly that because nonprofits satisfied the MBE quota, a lot of white women were the founders of those nonprofits and were able to get those contracts. And that's a true statement, Mike, that I saw it get changed by the advocacy of the chamber. That's not full
logic. Let me tell you why, Kendrick. Yes, that legislation was passed. Yes, the premise was made that nonprofits are taken from the pot of MBEs. But what was not done was an assessment. Since that legislation went in, how many did not get? How many dollars were freed up? We may never know the answer to that, Kendrick. We may never know the impact because we never measured it. We have no idea. We'd love to get Barbara Robinson or a bully daughter on here, Jerika. What has been the impact? Not just rhetoric, but what was the actual impact in terms of dollars? Because I remember a lot of political capital going into that legislation. But what was the measured impact? We don't know. We may never know if nobody measures it. What difference did it make? I remember that bill very clearly. Wayne Frazier was a part of it. He was a big fan of it. But I got the impression that it only really affected a couple of MBEs. Nobody had mentioned that before. So we got to measure it to know what impact it actually had. But I like this last part that Haney talks about. He said a strategy was slow drag payment to black MBEs. And you know why they do the slow drag? It's not to prove that you got the credit, that you can handle it. The slow drag is to get you out of business, to get you so frustrated, you'll say, the hell with this SHIT, sugar, honey, iced tea. To hell with this. Meanwhile, the prime's getting paid promptly, regularly, because they got the little girl inside the office. She getting a little kickback under the desk or meet at happy hour to make sure that check go through. So a lot of times we got people that work for the city, the state, and they don't know how important their job is to ensuring that black businesses stay in business. All they got to do is process the invoice. But no, the invoice sits on that desk for weeks. They don't know who I am. That's why you got to know somebody on the inside. Byron might have put it a little better. Having multiple streams, this is what you were saying, Kendrick. Having multiple streams like government, private, nonprofit contracts is a good way to de-risk business financials to support your ability to be impactful. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Here go Karen. Hey, Karen, it's Ruth Kirk's daughter. I don't know if you remember Ruth Kirk, delegate. He was a Republican, but he put the money up for the delegate Kirk to attend. Yeah, right. No question. I mean, she's talking about Ray Haysbert. This was when President Carter first ran the Senator Ted Kennedy. Yeah, I believe she's talking about Ray Haysbert. He was a huge supporter of all things black, including those who were Democrat. And again, he was a Republican. And for those that don't know, Ray Haysbert, he was CEO of Park Sausages. He's also founded Forum Caterers, also The Edge. I really was impressed with his work at The Edge. And a founding member, if I'm not mistaken, of the President's Roundtable, if I didn't mention that already. Democratic, nonprofits, Democrats don't have anything to do, don't have to do anything for black people because they know and we feel we have nowhere else to go. So I guess again, it's the balance of where we're getting our funds from. Don't be too dependent on any one revenue stream, and make sure you have diversity. I mean, like any good portfolio. But yeah, I'm not for a whole bunch of filling out a bunch of damn paperwork to prove I'm black. I know I'm black. They know I'm black too. And when they want to win office, they don't ask me if I got no certification. They say how much. You better recognize. Any final thoughts, Kendrick? Put a plug in for your business. I'm gonna give you the whole screen. Do your.
Oh, I love it. Well, for those that know, I'm like Bruce Wayne and Batman. So Batman would love to provide the audio score for your conference or your convention. That's DJ, the number 5, STARR. I love weddings and corporate affairs, fundraisers, health fairs, spiritual events, and educational events, conventions and conferences and festivals. Please, 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 ma'am, please, sir, just share anything that is DJ, the number 5, STARR. And then for Bruce Wayne, I serve as the president of the Greater Baltimore Black Chamber of Commerce. So if you're a small business owner, please come to Coppin or join us at gbbcc.org. For those that love festivals, I serve as the president for the Baltimore County African American Cultural Festival. The next date is September the 21st. It's in Towson, Patriots Plaza. We would love to have you. It's a free festival. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Delegate Adrian Jones is the founder of that organization. And then lastly, our organization, 5 Star Enterprise, and my nonprofit, the Be More STEM Foundation, is an acronym for bringing everyone more opportunities and relevant experiences in science, technology, engineering, and math. We are a STEM manufacturing firm, and so we have 9 educational products. If you know any principals or educators, please share this information to them. And we are 5 Star, that's the number 5, STARR, enterprise.com, and you can see a list of our products there, and I would love to connect with you soon. All right. Thank you so much, Doni. And Be More News. I appreciate the love and support, and we'll continue to support each other.
Yes, sir. Keep doing what you're doing, sir. Thank you for joining us. There you go. Do your thing, Kendrick. Proud of you. Up today, down tomorrow. Do your day, and everything will follow. Nothing to it but to do it. I got to do it, regardless of how I feel. I am somebody. I am my brother's keeper. Good morning, world.